We are going in the 3D world for a remastered movie that came out 15 years ago. Coraline. Not Caroline, Coraline. This is Laika's first film, and apparently it's a huge, huge cult hit. Did it deserve to be? How was the 3D effects in today's day and age? Let's find out. Chase Lee Hockey here with the Blue Futon reviewing Coraline in 3D Remastered 15th Anniversary Edition. So it's about pretty similar premise. You have Coraline Jones, who's going to a new apartment complex, and she doesn't want to be in there because she's from Minnesota. That's a lie. Michigan. And you know what? She finds this weird door, right? And she goes in it, and her family's there. But instead of eyes, there's buttons. But it's all friendly, and she's like, oh, I love this world more. But is it not what it looks like? And the answer is a solid yes. So let's figure this shenanigans out together. Don't cuss, it's a PG movie. Anyway, let's talk about the 3D. Fantastic. I don't know if it's because of the stop motion. I do own Coraline, I want to say, in 3D and 4K. Yes, I do. The 4K version is from Shout Factory. The 3D is from Focus, a.k.a. Universal. But the 3D effect in theaters, fantastic. It had depth. It had pop-out effects through and throughout. You could totally tell like when needles were coming at you, where bugs were coming at you, where these claws were coming at you from the girl that was, sewing. So through and throughout, fantastic depth as well as pop-out. Like I said, what I think works with the depth so much is when you have a 3D camera focus on all the stop-motion foreground and background information when it's trying to process it. And then every time you do stop motion, it's like, and click, and move, click, move, click, move, click, move, click. And if you have that with a 3D camera, I think it's going to get that depth the best way possible. Because, of course, digital, you have it in a computer, but here you actually have a picture with depth in it, and it completely feels awesome. So, I know I'm a little bit late to this. This is the third week it's been out. The first week, it made almost $10 million on the re-release. Last week, it only dropped 50%. This week, probably 50% again. So it's going to make over probably $20 million for a movie that came out 15 years ago. That's freaking amazing. And I did not know that this movie had a cult following. Me personally, I like Paranorman a lot better. Bach Trolls is not good in my opinion. And I still haven't seen Kubo. And their fifth one, I think, is supposed to be Wild Woods, which looks pretty damn creepy. And I really enjoyed that. But like I said, remastered, I wish I knew what they remastered, though, because there wasn't special features at the end where they said how they're going to redo the puppets, but I really doubt they redid the film. You know what I mean? Like, maybe there were a couple scenes that they said, okay, let's redo this scene, but make it the same as the original movie from 2008, or 2009, but I really doubt that, because why would they do that when it's already a cult following? It's almost like Star Wars saying, oh, we're going to do CGI in this. It's like, why would you need to do that? I think what the remastering is like bringing this back to new audience to make it look better. But then again, you're at a point where it's like, it's already, yeah, sure, 15 years is not, I'm not calling that old, but do you really need to remaster? Maybe they're just remastering the 3D to make the 3D look a lot better, which if that is absolutely, I completely agree with that. Because when you look at the 4K quality of like Alien or Terminator, that's the remastering that I really think about in this movie. But with Laika, you're going to get a crazy story. And most of their PG stories are not that kid-friendly. Like, yes, there are some kid elements to it, but the overarching message goes way above a 7-year-old's head. I would say it's about a 10-year-old higher movie, and all their movies are kind of like that. Because, like I said, with the themes of, I'm going to say, like, loss and grief, but, like, manipulation and understanding what is real and what you need to realize what you have in front of you. And I think a 7-year-old or a 5-year-old is really not going to understand that. And they might get creeped out with the button eyes and all these crazy monsters in this film. Voice acting, fantastic. Like I said, it still looks freaking amazing with the stop motion and all the things happening on screen. I would say one thing, this movie theater was a little bit too dark with the 3D effects. So it's nothing with the actual movie, but what the theater I was in, it was a lot darker than I thought it was going to be. But overall, Coraline, it holds up. It's a pretty great animated film. Even though I don't want to call this animation, it's like stop motion. yes, it's an animated film, but at a point, it's like, yes, there's some digital aspects of it, like putting into a computer. But my God, if you watch the behind the scenes of them doing stop motion, it almost is like it's like, oh my God, how much work is that? And it's absolutely bonkers what these people do. Freaking amazing. But like I said, good voice acting, still looks great, holds up. I'm still pretty cray-cray that this is such a cult hit. So Coraline will receive a 4 out of 5 with futons, which equals that 80%. Let's see the critics' news scores gave this one. Critics, a 91% with 278. Audience score, 74% with over 250,000. Critic consensus. With its vivid stop-motion animation combined with Neil Gaiman's imaginative story, Coraline is a film that both visually stunning and wondrously entertaining. So this Neil Gaiman, I'm pretty sure I'm pronouncing his name wrong, but I wonder what other books he has. So one of the people said, but not for kids. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I mean, I think the same director also did Nightmare on Elm Street. Not Nightmare on Elm Street. He did Monkey Bone, The Nightmare Before Christmas. Monkey Bone. God, that was a crazy film. Holy crap. Anyway, but yeah, I think it's a well-crafted movie. Anyone under 10, probably not for them. 80, 91, 74. Chase Leak here at the Blue Futon. Like, comment, subscribe. One more thing, Futontopia. You Blue Futonians, thank you for watching. Have a great day. I can watch this tape tomorrow, week from month, and a year from every single for one of you. And thank God, this weekend has been cray-cray for the movies.